Today is Sunday, January 15th, and we're going to do a little cool Pics Sunday and just walk through some pictures here. If I put this thumbnail up, it's going to get me banned everywhere. We'll have to fix that. I think this might be a real mermaid. I'm just saying. What do you think, Brandy?
I think it's a real mermaid myself.
Huh?
She would be gasping for air if she wasn't a mermaid.
Well, I'll tell you what. That guy's in trouble if she's a mermaid. Mermaid, regular man relationships don't last very long. There's a dessert sequence that the man never likes. Oh, hey, wait. Do you see the shark? Can you see the shark up there?
Oh, yes, I do.
That makes me believe it might be a real mermaid.
Wow.
Yeah. Anyway, maybe not. Is that just a rock?
They tell it to us in the movies.
Yeah, they do. They do. Was that just a rock? What's that look like? What shapes that
That's
look like?
what I thought it was.
Does it look sort of like a submarine?
It looks like a really big ship.
I mean, something. It doesn't look like your regular old run of the mill. I was going down the beach. Look at that rock.
So for the person who has the answer to everything, would you think it was a submarine that has all kind of barnacles all over it that finally surfaced?
Well, I'd say it looks more like a ship, but the other thing all the way at the top is a traditional conning tower.
Right.
And that's a forward set. So there's a bit of a almost a jib cut that's right here that shows that this would be a water piercing platform. Well, you wouldn't do that on a regular ship. It would be back. On a regular ship, it would be deck sequence, and there would be a forecastle of some sort up here, and then you would have the rise to the executive layer, and then you would have the very top, and it would all be swept back, so it was aerodynamic. This is not aerodynamic. That's forward. That's why I think it's a submarine. And this looks like it's like huge, like something went there, like a big rock thrower.
Yeah. Something
happened. That is not just your regular old rock. So I think this is just a picture of something going on the stage, but it's so bright the camera doesn't resolve, or the picture's so faded that where's the light chandeliers and the burning candles and lamps? Do you see those?
I do not.
I wonder where all that light's coming from. There's the rub.
Probably coming from the ceiling.
Yeah.
I mean, look at that ceiling.
Look at the ceiling and look at all the light down here. It's so bathed in light. Oh, those are candles. Really? You ever lost power? Tried to get your way through the kitchen with a candle and try and make a sandwich? How many candles would that be? That means there would be soot all over the place. This isn't soot. This is degrading in the picture. So this is an alabaster carving. And I just look at the level of detail. I mean, we can't do that. Where can I go down to the mall and get that done?
And is that something that's poured, or should it be carved?
That should be carved. That's an alabaster. That's a shell. That's a piece of alabaster or a piece of a rare earth element of some sort of crystal. It might be one of the crystalline pieces. No, it's not enough agate. It's too light. It's not pearl. I don't know what it is, but it's pretty, and it looks hard as crap to do. There's even an imperfection in it right here. So it was carved from a whole piece of something. Look at the depth in it. All the way back here. How do you do that? We can't do that with a carving tool now.
And the fingers within that circle in the middle where I imagine you would put a candle?
Something. Oh, that's a good point. Something goes there. Maybe it's the base of a 3,000-year-old Well, you
And
wouldn't have to
notice
have a
that
candle.
they're holding.
If it was candle, it'd be
Notice that
ceremonial.
the fingers in the center are holding that butterfly, and butterflies have a spiritual connection with Mother Nature, should I
Oh,
say?
I didn't see that was a butterfly. You're right. That's got different colors in it. Okay, too much color gradient for me. I'm having problems seeing half of that. Okay. If Sassy were here, she'd talk about why that door was so tall.
Yes, it would have something to do with you.
I'm not quite that tall. I am tall, but I'm not quite that tall. Oh, yeah, this is like all Tartarian. Anyone that watch me knows. Look, there's metal at the top. It's probably monoatomic gold. Look at the way these are spaced out with the pieces. We know that these are light emanating. And when we get all of this super detailed sculpture, something about the frequency of the way these are set and their mass. I don't know. I've never
Not
seen
to
one.
mention no one in this generation or the past 3 to 4 generations would ever think of wasting gold on the roof of a building.
Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? There'd be people up there with scaffolds stealing that crap. I mean,
Exactly.
I mean, who knows? There might have been filament setting all the way through the bottom here. But look, we don't build like this anymore. We just don't build like, why? Why do we build like this anymore? Well, the budget. Oh, that's why we put gold on the top.
The excuse they give us is because it's too expensive, but that's not reality. It's just not capable of being done.
Yeah, we can't do it. We literally can't do it. We can't build that way. Oh yeah, yeah. I like that feedback that the gold would be gone before it ever got to the job site. It would be stolen by somebody. So, do you think that's a kid on top of that?
That's what it looks like. Let me see. I'm zooming in. Okay.
I can't zoom in.
That almost looks like a baby from a Mardi Gras king cake.
Yeah, don't even get me started on that. There's a whole 5 shows in there. I don't know. It just doesn't look ornamental. It doesn't look spaced, and there's light emanating from all these pieces at the top set.
Yes.
I mean, where's the light to make this photograph work? This is a very old photograph. The exposure sets are different. Okay. Oh, I might have to speed this one up just because I'm pausing. Okay, so there's a hole down here where I can get in. There's a hole up here. There's a big space. Oh, go back. Snip it. There's a space up here on top. You know that notch piece that's always missing at the top of the arch? Something slots in here. Look at this space up here. There's something that goes in there. Well, whatever building it was attached to, all of it's gone. All of it.
Is that the remnants of an actual home? Is that what you're thinking?
I'm thinking it's a building of some sort. It's probably power. I would assume it's on top of a huge ridge. It looks like it's all descending. The higher you get, the different the voltage rating sets and the more total mass of usable energy you can get. So it's way up here. It looks like a warehousey kind of thing from the time, but it's huge. Look at the size of these walls. So it had a massive embankment. I assume that this is quartz engaged agate of some sort. But
can your eyes focus on the gentleman standing in the front?
Yeah,
of that guy, rock.
Look how small he is.
Yeah.
So I don't know what this was, but if you were in the building when this thing hit, I don't think you survived.
No.
Okay, get your Detroit electric cars. You know, it's. Are you satisfied with your present electric car? So would that mean this is probably not the only electric car on the market?
Probably not.
So this thing traveled all the way from Detroit to Atlantic City, a total of 1,060 miles, an average of 84 miles on a single charge without making any adjustments. So the first Tesla vehicles did a couple 100 miles, and the first Alpha vehicles did just under 100. 100 miles. And this has got to be from the 1700s or the mid 8s. 18, I mean, it's not from, 1910. So all Detroit electric cars are equipped with burglar-proof yellow lock devices, making stolen cars impossible. I think that's still true today, right? Yeah, car impossible to steal. I can put your car in the back of a trailer and steal it. Whether or not it runs is another thing.
Detroit, Michigan, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that gets a little interesting.
Well, you've heard of the Anderson Carriage Company, right? They sold a bunch of electric cars. Did you ever hear about them? No.
Not exactly.
No. Not exactly. I think this is like, it looks like Poland to me. I can't read the signs, but and I'm not sure when this is, but that light post in the middle is definitely of free energy persuasion.
Wow.
So this is, I mentioned the number of women that are engaged with this. This is actually a druid. It's one of the equinox, the 4 parts of the year where we get the changes based on celestial engagement. This is supposed to be, I don't think it's fertility. It's probably, I think it's agriculture or weather in general. But these would be druid women called witches in our current vernacular. And there should not be 4 of them. There should be either 3 or 7.
3 or 7. How do we know that the other 3 aren't behind the camera?
Because
out of the picture.
They would be adjacent. They would make if they were 7, they would make a what looks like a Star of David with 2 extra points. If there were 3, they would look more like a pyramid. But 4, 4 is not a frequency number for that type of ceremony. It's a fire-based ceremony. Fire is the third element. Fire is the third element. So, air, water, fire, earth. So, this looks like a flat Earth map.
That is
and I will bet you $100 this is the United Nations in like 1972. Yeah. Get your flat Earth. Got your flat Earth for you. Get your flat Earth. So if this were the real world and they were doing this, there'd be a massive spinning globe. It looks like this thing just sort of rotates. No, those are up stands. That's fine. There's 4 or 5 of them. But anyway, there's 3 of them. This is the light fixture. No, that's the previous picture. So look at the ornamenture. These are going to be possible. These might be fountains, actually. I don't think they are. I think they're light emanating. There's got to be a 4th on the other side. See all the ribbings up here? These would be light emitting nodes as well.
Wow.
Man, it's a pretty big doorway. Just saying.
That it is.
Look at the, this is good. I bet you that's a very white building. So, it's interesting. The inserts aren't defiled yet. That's not a stained glass window at the top and the 3 pieces up there. There's no clock. They haven't added a huge cross to the middle of it to make it look like a church. I'm betting you this is in the Mexican Peninsula.
Actually, the 3 circles are actually divided into a tic-tac-toe board. If you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, they're on an arc. That's a very common arc. And above it, we got the brocaded stuff. Yep. And the top of the columns have those very distinctive round pieces that are part of the collection, aggregation, and distribution. So this is going to be a capacitor or like every other one of these is going to be positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative. Quartz-enabled brick, conductive and retentive, like a capacitor, a potential energy battery. So doesn't that look like something that maybe you would insert down and in and engage with the water?
That
You know,
does.
there's always water. Like maybe there was a big a thing that went in there that's not a water gun. It has electrical components to it, most likely.
Looks
Maybe.
amazing.
Boom. Give me another pic. There we go. Not exactly sure what that is. We'll keep spinning.
Bones, maybe.
I don't know. I don't even have scale to really figure it out. Well, this is an interesting vehicle. That looks like a 6-track Russian. I'm guessing this is during World War One. But that is so
Look
this
at
is
the
going to be,
front.
yeah, it's snow/mud. It's sort of like a chitty chitty bang bang mobile, but I'm guessing this one doesn't fly based on the fact that it's got a 6-track on it.
Right.
Yeah, I mean they're just chugging along. There's either farmland or a war field, but those guys are definitely in the military. Man, I don't know what they're building there, but that is a giant press.
The chains alone are like humongous.
Almost like if you had a giant on staff, it'd be easier. So this is supposed to be. I haven't seen a picture of anything like this in a very long time. That this is supposed to be a thing that this disfigurement was done intentionally so that they wouldn't think them as slaves.
Ah.
So they were too uncomely. Well, that looks like an early iPhone.
Amazing with the photograph and all. I
It's
think
either
I
that
figured out what that other that picture 2 pictures ago. I think I figured it out. So this looks like they're putting a column together, and that centerpiece that the chain is holding looks like it's made out of some kind of metal, and they're forming pieces of wood to conform to that pipe that's being held by the chain, possibly.
So I don't think that wood cuts this way. I do agree with you. This is a manufacturing process of some sort, but this is a down force. If this is all holding up a down force, this pulley chain is nothing but a guide. It's keeping it in a horizontal state. So they're either holding this thing in place, they formed it, but this outside quartz, what this might be, is a piece that's an internal. They're making a piece of architecture. They formed up the white quartz in the right way because they remember how these could be very old Asian Tartarians. So when the empire starts to break up and Tartaria starts to become more of this Tartaria and that Tartary of here and there is the Jesuits come into China and they decide that they're going to start fomenting disruption because the Jesuits are pretty badasses, man. They're the army of the Catholics. They're there to foment disruption because separation by religion and color is the primary component of disillusionment of society, and disillusioned society is easier to take over in the one world government. So, and the Tartarians were a one world government. They didn't care. They were all good. So this potentially could be a free energy device. That looks like a very complex locking mechanism. Those don't look like regular saw cuts. I don't know why I do that unless it's a hand
Yeah.
saw. And why do I have a hand saw, a hand axe, if I have this? This is way more advanced than a hand axe. Look at the size of those bolts. That bolt's got to be 46 inches. I don't
That's
know.
it.
Okay. I don't know. Is this the place? Is this on the way to Harry Potter's house?
That's But it looks like
So I bet you
a
this is
very old door.
it's a much larger door, and then the hand is there for size contrast. So
Right.
this is the bottom. This would have been a secret door or a hidden door or a door that was access restricted, not only because of this lock. Look at the people that have tried to get in there on the edge. Coping's all gone.
Yeah.
Trying to break into
Yep.
your house with a credit card. But down here on the bottom, this would have been the crank turn, and that would have taken a second key. So this is what would have been called like a churchman's key, but this that meaning you could get in. So it's got like
Skeleton key.
a 6-way bolt on the end that's specific to the property, but common to many properties. So it'd be like one size, second size for other lock. But this is your second lock. So this happens to open the door because there's no hand crank, and this is the actual key to the door itself. But that's a pretty big key.
Skeleton key. Yep.
It's a skeleton key. That's right. I mean, normally your key can fit in this finger and this finger, right?
Right.
And it's like this long, maybe the whole key. Well, anything that big. Now there is a direct relationship between the tensile turn rate strength of the device that's turning the lock. You don't want to try and pick a lock with a spaghetti noodle; it'll break. The density doesn't match up. So it could be that there's a very large lock engaged, or it opens both. I don't know. It's big, and it's all look how high up it is. That head hand is raised at an angle, so that's probably at shoulder height. So at shoulder height, there's a key that big, and you don't put your keys in at shoulder; you put them in at waist.
Right.
We're back to the
But
giants.
Dave was probably as tall as you, if not taller.
I don't know, maybe. Hey, what's this? This looks like a pneumatic
Oh my God.
car system. There's water over here. It's all next to the power. How far do you think this thing goes? I bet you it just doesn't go to like right there. I mean,
I think it has a very nice journey.
This is the pneumatic dispatch, first operated at Ballerica Fields in London in 1861. This is in 1861.
Wow.
Are you kidding me? 1861. Oh, pneumatic cars and tubes. Nikola Tesla or Elon Musk is doing that right now. It hasn't been ever done before. Really? This was for the regulars walking up. This is 2 pence and a kick. It's not like $100 million.
But don't forget, he's got the top hat and she's got the big antebellum dress. It's going to fit in that thing.
Okay. I don't know. Maybe you have to get naked. And the guy's like, both of you, please come and get in the naked mobile with me. No, so it's got bumper pushers on the front. These right here are probably going to be seals that go right in there. Seems a little claustrophobic to me, but I don't know. Maybe he's trying to make a sandwich.
What do you think the veil that's in his hand, what do you think it is that he's
right
putting in there?
Oh, I don't know.
Hand.
Is that a
veil of something?
Is that a veil of fine London green? Possibly. I'm sure this one bought something. So this is going to be the woman's lady in waiting, most likely. Look at the difference in the headdress. It's always, and her buttress her buttress. Let's call it a buttress for a reason. Her buttressing is not as big. It's over her butt. This is also more diminutive. So this is the lady in waiting or a handmaiden. The level of his top hat says that he's got biggest dickus walletus. So
great descriptions.
Oh, this is somewhere in Asia. Why should they? I'm just guessing. That's an Asian tourist, most likely. Anyway, I'm going to move on. We have enough egregious breastishness. What the heck is that? It's from 2012, December 7th. It is somewhere in this is like the Urals of Russia. It looks like a top-down topographic image, and that is a serious piece of triangle. It's huge. I think that's a mountain range. Wow.
On Monday.
That is a pretty majestic building.
It's beautiful.
Oh, this is
I'm
going
not
to
so sure I would call the black ornaments on each side of the building at the top.
yeah.
They look like some kind of um I don't know. They look a little off kilter to me.
Well, there's wings in the back, so that's going to be an angel and a chariot. Those are probably the four horsemen of the apocalypse, and the other two are on the other side of the building. There's a huge amount of building behind it.
Uh-huh.
The advanced forces are on the pinnacles down there in the front, where the street level. And this is like in it's either Poland or Yugoslavia in like '83. That's a pretty majestic building. Yeah, we build like that all the time, though. Not.
We don't.
Okay, this is another Russian plat picture. I don't know how many feet this is. It's got to be at least 5,000 feet. That's a lot of Fibonacci-ish circles. Looks sort of like some of
Wow.
our frequency things.
Yeah. And the crop circles that we used to see about 25 years ago.
Yeah, these are very American Indian or Hopi, actually. These are going to be more Hopi than anything else. Wow, what is this? Look at these cars. And look at the sharpness of this picture. That's a moving picture. You're not supposed to be able to. These people, they're just all standing there. This thing over here looks like a
Pics
repurpose.
New Theater is the name of the place.
It's the new theater. It's right by Esty. Look at all the ornamenture. This is a very, very old building. And that's the Chitty
And
Bang
is
Bang
that
car.
marble? Is that
is
marble?
Is it what? Oh, yeah, that's marble. Yeah,
The top
it's
is
whatever,
marble, right?
yeah, it's whatever this
Yeah.
torn. They've torn so much of this down. And that's like through the middle of the street. It looks like the cabbie thing over on the right. I bet you that's electric. And there's a Chitty Bang Bang car. I wonder if it flies. I don't see any wing spots.
And the women with their fancy hats were in that car to the right, or whatever it was, car or whatever. They all
Well,
have sophisticated hats. Some of the gentlemen have everyday Irish hats, as I call them.
everybody's got a hat. White hat, black hat, red hat, paisley hat, checkered hat. Got to identify you in the crowd. Got to know what station of life you're at. Well, isn't global warming supposed to be hurting the environment?
It's supposed to be.
Well, that's not what this picture says. This place is a cragged wasteland in 1914, and 100 years later, there's tall, straight-growing pine. That doesn't fit the narrative.
Nope.
Wow, that's a big door.
Yes, very.
Why do you build a door that big, I wonder?
With a lot of big guys.
I mean big. I mean, like making Andre the Giant look like a little poofy boy. Looks like a piece of architecture to me. Place stones. Oh, these are benches. Are they benches or does something sit on them? Look at the regular interval. I don't know.
They look like benches.
They sort of do, but I don't
Maybe
trust
a
anything.
place.
No, we're
Maybe
gonna
a
move.
place where where they had ceremonies
I don't know.
of
I think
some sort?
that slide's just a big hole in the ground.
Mm,
Rabbit hole. That's a bad joke.
you're
Okay,
funny.
so we got more circles here. I don't know what the radius of this is. Let's assume this is a 22-foot wide road. So if that's 20 feet, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 200, let's call it 280 feet across, maybe more than that. I don't know. Something saying something. Does this look like
Interesting.
a happy place?
Nope.
Doesn't look happy to me. It looks like
Nope.
bring 5 kids, leave with 3. Yeah.
Not a
Whatever
place
happened
I
to
would
it?
want to go.
No, whatever happened to it? It got hit with something really big. Ouch. The heck is that? Okay, so there's been a wall and that's a door? Or that's a lake? No, we're still back in Russia at a latitude and longitude. It's big, and it's at 861 meters in the air. So this is from a dirigible. I don't know what that is.
What is that?
Oh no, it's something in the middle of all this stuff. Maybe that's where the spooky place was from the other slide. I'm just gonna take my leg and I'm gonna go home. All I need is my leg. That's my leg.
Yeah, except for one thing, it doesn't look like his leg, does it?
Well, he's got a couple of extra feet down here in the cubby hole. So
Oh gosh, yeah.
is he going to be Johnny One Step? That is going to be his new thing. Maybe it was an example of how big the Giants were, and here's how big our foot is in their foot, or I don't know.
That's what I'm thinking. Like,
Yeah.
hey, here's a little intel for you. You can't hide the giants.
Well, this guy
Here's
is
some
on
pottery.
the robes of an elder or a craftsman of some sort. That's not a peasant's robe. I don't know what the extra 2 feet is down here. I don't know. Unsure. Well, we're down to 4 viewers. Oh well. Appreciate everybody that's here. Thank you. So this is it's just a rot fence. That's fine. What do we see here? Got a little fancy dancy man with the helmet down here. It looks like this is probably going to be. These are all going to be representative of important people. This is going to be what's his name from Troy. Great warrior. The horse behind him is indicative. The architecture behind him. This is going to be either like Plato or Socrates or Aristophanes or somebody like that. But he's pretty big, pretty giant. They all look giant except for that little guy. That's Queen Califia. Does it look like Califia? I think it looks like her.
It does.
And I guess these little boys down here are the ones that are going to be up for dinner. The Griffins. I don't think it's Califia. I think she's a water goddess of some sort. She is Tapa Nui. She is the leader of the Hawaiian Islands. I bet you this is on Kauai. She's a water goddess.
Yeah. The country of Hawaii, correct?
Hawaii, the islands of Hawaii. Well, Califia had a friend that ran the Hawaiian Islands, so I haven't been able to find anything of great concert over. These are sort of interesting trees. I don't know why they made the picture, but maybe they were growing this way because they were part of the free energy grid that was here. Hypothesis.
Any idea what type of trees they are?
No, they don't look like anything I've ever seen before. Um, gnarled wood of some sort. I mean, very European. Okay, so this is strange patterns. This is one of the patterns that we saw in the sacred geometry thing the other day.
I mean, when you look at it, it wraps around and then it goes all the way up.
Oh, I know what this is. This is a heating element. So this would have been your room
Yeah,
here.
that's what it looks like.
Yeah, that's your room here.
The grate in front of an old heater.
No, this is the actual heating element. You see the epaulets? How
Yep.
they're some of them are Indy and some of them are Audi, and the Indy and Audis alternate. That's because this is helping manage that. The epaulets are always part of the radiation of the energy. It was there for some reason. It looks like there was something, and it was just completely decimated. You can see these as being the interior sections of part of the water grid, right? From those sort of look like they're spaced out. Remember the buildings that are on the water grid have got water running underneath them usually?
Right.
And it
Almost
is.
kind of gives you a perspective of Stonehenge, like, okay.
Make a note. We'll do a show on Stonehenge. I have some film of a bunch of movie producers building Stonehenge in 1958.
Oh,
1958.
all right.
Yeah, I saw it the other day. Huh. So and they said they were just moving it and refurbishing it. Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah, so we got a guy at the top here. Do I have any writing at all? No. This looks like some people shying away from something they're afraid of. And where does this hand come from? This guy's dead. This guy's afraid he's going to die. There's smoke coming out. The king's over here like, should I be concerned? His counselor is saying, I don't think so, sir. That man's going to run faster than you or in front of you. I don't know. Not sure what that's showing. It doesn't look very good. Oh, I know what that is. That is the king looking in the furnace with Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. That's the three figures in silhouette that are inside the furnace.
Wow.
It's a biblical reference picture. I bet you I'm right about that. Got your sensuar. Get your sensuar. Half man, half beast. What's it say down here?
A little perspective of the witch, the warlock, and the wardrobe.
The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, part of a 7-book
There you
series
go.
written by C.S. Lewis. C.S. Lewis was a very famous Christian of his time. He wrote a book that made him fairly famous and got him on the record of everyone. That was his topic set, which was called The Great Divorce, and it was a literary discussion of the relationship between God and Satan as it deteriorated and Satan was cast into hell. There was a quarterly that was written to us. He was a very much like a Jordan Peterson guy of his time kind of thing. So he wrote The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, which is the first book in the series as they were released. There is a guy named Tumnus who is a fawn. Yeah, he's a fawn. These are farther along. This is more of a donkey or a horse. The fawns were smaller. They were sort of like little poodles compared to big poodles. But these are full bones. So this is supposed to be part of the history of man that God wiped out when the flood happened.
Aha.
I think they escaped to their own realm beyond the ice wall. But this is a family with so mother, father. Oh, a family, that's food. So they're bringing forward this little thing that's like, hey, does this look like hors d'oeuvre, Mom? So he's bringing the mother real food so that she can then breastfeed the suckling kids. It's interesting that we have one kid who's drinking from her animal teat and one that's drinking from her human teat.
Right.
Oh, these guys were supposed to be like the best archers ever because they had huge strength. They had these huge bows. Their bows were like 10 feet or some big stuff. They could launch massive arrows. So if you had these guys in your army, then they wouldn't let anybody ride them unless they were royalty. Next slide. Where's my next slide? There we go. Oh, I'm over. Okay. That was one. You got another one in you?
What's that?
You got another one in you?
Sure. You would like to plan another show?
No, another set of slides.
Oh, I don't have any available yet.
I do.
And we
Right
are
here.
41 minutes in.
Oh, wow. That was quick. I didn't hear that far. We'll go kick through these. This is called the no pause challenge. So we're pausing all the time.
Oh, a no pause. Gotcha.
Yeah, we're going to get it. Matter of fact, I'll do this. Yeah, this works right. Okay. So this is obviously, you get this kind of stone. This looks like the stone is weeping. I mean, unless it's built in this way, but this looks more like it was built and there was a overflow from lava or something, right?
Yeah.
Unless it's built into it and there's a tunnel in between. I don't know.
Some form of overgrowth.
Something. Okay, here we go.
Right.
Here we go. This is why I picked this one. I'd never seen these in this many before. So what do you think this thing is?
Oh, jeez. It's got
Well,
legs.
there's a bunch of them. So whatever it was, here's one. Like these guys saying, "Oh, I love the size of that horn. That's just the right one." Well, guess what? He got out and figured I didn't use the only one. So what are they doing?
Frequency making.
I have no idea. I don't know. I mean, is it like these are all you go out to make your long distance phone call?
I mean, when you think logically, everyone could have had one to notify everyone if there was an emergency, a fire.
So what? This is like okay. That's a
Time
good
to harvest.
thread. That's a good thread. So maybe this is an important thing that's going on, and these are all the remote correspondence because they aren't far enough to have that thing we saw the other day. That was the pack. Maybe that's the truth.
Right. One never knows.
Next slide. I guess I have to speed it up even more. Okay.
1931.
This is the gangster car. So this came with a big V8 and it only produced like 116 horsepower. But this was the car because it was so big you could reinforce the doors and you could shoot out of it. It was a big long drop top. Pierce Arrow, baby. Very rare car. Beautiful, beautiful automobile. Beautiful automobile. So this is where this is. Looks like some pretty modern architecture over the top of it here. Maybe down in Brazil. So these portal dips would have been water. This is all water infrastructure. Whatever hit it really hard. Okay. Now this looks like a bunch of stuff. It looks like that stupid Bezos rocket. That's one of the things it looks like. It looks like it's fairly sized. No, it's not super, super huge. And the door down there, if you walk down that path, it looks like it's really sort of human size. So this has alternating pieces of stone in it based on the colors I can see and the pocket density. And look how they're all laid in a pattern. So
It looks like a silo.
It looks like a silo of some sort, but I don't know. I mean, I don't see anything that this old that wasn't engaged with the energy grid. So I'm skeptical. Imagine that. Oh, wait, what's this? It's a current guy with a Coney thing. I don't know what this is. Looks like a Coney thing to me. And it's hooked up to this.
Yeah.
I don't know. This has got
Maybe it processed the crop.
maybe it helps the
You
crop.
think?
It heats.
Something?
It heats.
It heats. It saves it from a frost.
The red lines tend to make, I know you don't see red, but that chicken wire behind there, all the color.
Oh, you know what it is?
in
That's it.
between
So this
the
is
black
this
and
is a
red.
heater. This is a heater of some sort, maybe.
Yeah.
And this is about energy collection, I guess. And where is this? I don't know. I'm guessing Peru. Those are some sweet looking guitars, man. But they're not guitars. I cannot remember the name of this. It's not a mandolin. This is a mandolin. This is not a mandolin. It's got another name. It was a gypsy guitar. It had a different name. Mandolins. This is a mandolin. This is a bass mandolin. There's another name for these that I can't remember. That are triangular. They were part of. Yeah, there's another name for it. Now you can. I mean, like mandolin will work at a pitch, but
I know someone who will know the answer to that.
oh. So yeah, you do. So these guys. This looks like Egypt. This is the guy who's saying, "That's my head." These guys are trying to move it. Looks like they're dismantling something.
Or putting it together.
Nah. So you think the cross-dressing thing's been going on very long?
Yeah, that I was telling you that earlier. That looks like someone with a kickstand.
Yeah. With a kickstand, yes.
Yes.
Oh, Coney thing. Big one. Yeah, it's agricultural related.
It's got something to do with being in the growing of whatever they're growing here.
It looks like anything. I bet you it's an energy distributor, a harmonizer of some sort. Wow, that's pretty, isn't it? Pretty, I say. Look at the detail. Man, all the soot marks.
I mean,
all those soot marks from the candles are horrible. Oh no, wait, they don't exist.
I mean, layer after layer after layer after layer of three-dimensional flowers and.
So this is in India or possibly Persia. Yo, give me a hand.
Wow.
I bet you this is the hand that goes at that head.
Possibly. Now that looks like a snake. I'm sorry to tell you.
Oh, it does. Look at that. And that's the snake eye. That's Snake Mountain.
Exactly.
No, it totally looks like a snake. Yeah, good call. So this is an old energy device. You know, I've told you that there's a set of interconnecting swastikas that get used in floated in mercury.
Yes.
So this is this is a museum, but so these are all components. These are stone and rock components that are made in this way. So for the old energy infrastructure.
Check out that fireplace. Looks like our abandoned castle fireplace.
Sure does. I don't see any soot marks either. So the heat emanating comes. I mean, there's candelabras here, but that is a working hood. So this would be effluviant, but you're still not going to tell me that there was a burning stove there.
So, do you think it was a fireplace where they cooked, or it just
No,
had energy to warm up the house,
no. So that's
the
energy to warm
castle?
up the house. There's a metal insert that would have gone in there in some way. And these are candelabras. Sure, you might burn a candle for a scent or something, but there are some billows here. Still, I don't think it might be. That might be cooking stuff. I don't know, maybe. No candle burning.
And all the press. What type of material were all those plates pressed out of? When each plate had its own design to it.
So those are some sort of harmonized metal. I mean, it depends on how much conductivity
Okay.
they're going to need. I don't know what this is, but
I don't know.
it looks
That
bad.
looks like a monster with a whole bunch of monsters inside the mouth.
Yeah. Monsters in your mouth. Your very powerful words. This is going to be. This is like 1902 or 1890. This is one of the expeditions down south. Native fishermen in raincoat costume. This is in 1900. Yep. Wow. That's pretty impressive.
Oh my gosh. And every
Wow.
one of those points and curves and
Yeah.
columns
So
all
look at this.
had a purpose.
That's the white quartz. There should be a slight color difference between the background pieces and the foreground pieces. That's not just shading. So these would have been the emanating
Yeah,
points, which makes sense because it's down. And there's so much, but they don't ever do this. Like all these downward pieces, these shell-looking pieces, these are all going to be emanating, and then the darker pieces are more conduit. But all this stuff gets stronger when it's aged, when it ages. Oh, that's
absolutely
nice.
amazing.
Yeah, that's nice. So what do I have up here? I've got a double griffins. Double griffins. This is Tartarian. Double eagle, double griffin. And it looks like there's one kid with a skull in his hand and one kid with an egg in his hand. So life and death. And this is
And what?
infinity.
Yeah, No8Do
The eight is the infinity symbol. This is infinity in Latin,
in Latin. Okay.
quite roughly. Ad
As
infinitum.
everyone who's watching, I'm going to say it for everyone who's watching. Thanks, Smarty Pants.
Doctor Smarty Pants. Okay, I don't know what they're doing here. Are they dismantling? I don't know, but this is just an amazing piece of architecture. Oh my!
That
So
it
all these
is.
would have been light. All these are light emanating in some form. I don't know what this. Oh, and this is a walkway up here. I wonder if there's a viewing dome all the way at the top. This is an incredible theater. Wow. Do I get any footnote on this? No.
Is that a theater of some type where they perform?
It is a theater, but you really need to see the next slide just so you can laugh.
Okay.
Don't tell that mountain Billy goat that he can't climb up that wall. You believe that? They got to be 70 feet out. They don't care. I mean, you talk about someone getting your goat. Hey, we could walk around. No, let's just go over.
Hey,
Okay,
honey, how do I get down?
not my problem. Catch up, woman. This looks again like there was a big structure here and it just got deluged by molten rock. Or not even really molten, it just liquefied. I don't know, man. Now, this is just a tunnel, but maybe this would all be waterway down here for sure. Part of the water system. That is a huge chandelier, Sartorian style.
Wow.
This is going to be Japan. No, this is Mongol Tartary. Tower on Tartar Hill. This is Japanese. This is Tartarin Mauer, Tartarin Monastery. That's what it's saying. And I've got a stranded car down here, but I don't know how old this picture is. My Japanese isn't good enough to read the notation on the right. This looks like that is not a griffin. That is a cousin of a griffin. These are supposed to be hell-based vehicles. It's like a chicken with an attitude, and it's going after this female Taurus. Not fun. I've had a Frankfurt here. So this is old Mongol tech. It's going to be in Asia, probably China, and this would have been part of the previous architecture. And this is part of the distribution and gathering of free energy. This house would have been engaged as well. There's people arguing, it's your turn to go get water. No, it's your turn to go get water. Wow, that's pretty.
Wow.
So doesn't this pattern look like that pattern that was on the top of the trees and the top of the mountains that were old trees? Doesn't it look like that same sort of growth pattern?
That it does.
Oh, look at the floor. I'm guessing this is in a Bengali, the Bengali portion. What was Bengali? Upper India, almost into Asia.
Oh my gosh. Let me take a picture of this to show you after the fact. Because when you see the close-up of this, okay,
Which
I
one?
got it.
The one I was just in?
I just took the pic. I took a snippet of it.
That's fine. That's fine. So look at these patterns. So one of the reasons they have made the swastika so horrible is because these are primary components and shapes within the management of this ether-based energy, the turns and management. This thing in the center. These are all incarnations, and you would try to manufacture a swastika or anything close to it, you get immediately canceled.
Wow.
That place sucks. I don't know why anybody would want to go here. So this is a functioning piece of the Tartarian type of water engagement. Everything's surrounded by water. Water is always part of the circuit. This flowing water, this also helps restructure the water. Okay. We'll pause on this one. We're almost at 59. So once again, we don't build like this.
We don't.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna try and get out of here and head over to Discord so I can keep Sassy for the 1700s happy. You know, an important part of my continued happiness. We're almost at an hour here. What do you think, Brandy? Is this something that's gonna make you go hum a little bit?
That's like, oh my gosh.
Yep.
What's so amazing about this last slide that it's the four corners, the animal in the four corners. Is that supposed to be a frog?
I don't know what it is, but I don't think you can eat it.
I don't know.
It's something weird. It's like a guy with 10. I don't know what it is. I don't know. These are regular people over here, it looks like. These things right here, they look scary to me.
They do.
Okay, we're at 1 hour. We will do this again. I appreciate everybody who has been engaged here. And This is getting fun. I like the double side. I'm going to head over to Discord for a few minutes to answer some questions. We might come back later this evening and do something. Who knows? But otherwise, happy Sunday. And if you haven't done it today, go walk in front of a mirror and look yourself in the mirror and tell yourself you're freaking awesome, because if you don't believe it, nobody else will. Any closing thoughts, Brandy?
Well, not at this time. No.
Say goodnight,
Other
Gracie.
than tell everyone that we appreciate the fact that they want to sit through and watch all this old history.
Yep. Appreciation is important, especially when said with sincerity, and I appreciate everybody here. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Say goodnight, Gracie.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, Brandy.